Hi Virgo, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Welcome to your He Said, She Said spread. This is going to be general messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'm so sorry I saved you guys for last, but somebody's got to be last. And it's just the way it rolled out this month for this reading with you guys. So listen, if none of these messages resonate with you guys, definitely check out your rising, your moon, and your Venus. Your moon is your emotions, remember? So that would seem pretty important to understand these types of readings. Your rising sun is your personality, the way you see life, the way others in your life see you. And Venus is how you do connections and relationship and with money. All right, so definitely check those out if you don't completely resonate with, with one or the other. It's a good idea to check them all. So let's get you crowning. South Node. South Node is your crowning energy. I'm using the Black Moon Tarot for your crowning. I just did Aries got actually the North Node, so I don't know if any of you are dealing with an Aries, but regardless, karmic time, karmic point, karmic energy here. Certain things in your life having to do with this connection are going to need to be ended, really cast off, actually, in order to develop and move on towards greater things. But I don't want you to get nervous if you're looking at a reconnection, because let's wait until we pull the other cards. This is very much kind of like a tower energy, okay? And I don't believe the tower energies are that bad. I think they're transformative, and we're in Scorpio season. This is I'm feeling a very transformative vibe about this, okay? This is definitely going to be a time of endings and beginnings for you, Virgo, but understand that there's something about to close that's been held in place for a little too long past its expiration date, right? And things that you're familiar with, right, within this connection, they're going to be ending, but it's going to be pushing you forward in new ways through different development. So you're going to feel ready and very supported to step out of a rut and align with yourself in a higher vision to really serve yourself when it comes to this relationship. For some of you, that can mean ending and walking away. For others of you, it can be starting an entirely new chapter, fresh slate, sweep the decks clean. So let's see what messages end up coming out. But this is a major turning point. No way looking at it any other way. And there's no winging it here, really. It's just about staying open. And this reminds me of a saying by Deepak Chopra. I cannot take credit for this, but I do really like it. He said, karma, when properly understood, is just the mechanics through which consciousness manifests. Right? Karma, when properly understood, is just the mechanics through which consciousness manifests. So there are no accidents here. Whatever is leaving needs to leave. It's just part of the life lesson. But whatever happens and comes out on the other side is for your ultimate good. There's no question about it. It is absolutely for your higher good. So let's see what ends up coming out. We're first going to pull some energies to see where you're at right now, and then we'll sweep that and see where your partner's at. So you're in a space of not making things happen when it comes to this relationship. And I do feel like this sense of self-imprisonment, where it's like that cyclical thinking over and over in your head. You're definitely feeling disappointed about this connection, and you're really trying to tap into kind of like what's left of yourself as a result of it, and what's good for you to hold on to, right? But the magician is not only making things not happen, but Virgo, you might be acting like at the bottom of your moral compass, if you know what I'm saying. Or you might be recognizing this in the person who you're dealing with, because the magician reverse is just a little bit of like a manipulator. It could be, this is one understanding. In its most basic form, the magician reverse is making something not happen. But why is it not happening, right? So this can definitely be some irresponsible behavior at play, either on the part of you or your partner. It doesn't matter. It's within your energy field, and it's something that you have to be dealing with right now. You are nursing a lot of hurt and confusion, and because we have this Two of Cups bookending the Two of Cups reverse bookending the magician reverse, there is a lot of pain regarding this connection here, a lot of frustration. There's the shadow sides of your personalities coming out here, I do feel. Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords in the upright is all about coming in and having the conversations and communicating, speaking the truth. And you're just not in that space right now, Virgo. You don't want to deal. You are not looking. Now, because you're very confused here too, because look at this. We have the Ace of Swords upright, which, by the way, the Ace of Swords is such a positive card. It's a brand new chapter. It's truth. It's a way of framing reality. But then we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So Virgo, you know, normally when these are together, when we have a reverse and then an upright, there's some shady nonsense going on. There's some shady stuff going on here. Now, this could just be you trying to work through your level of confliction regarding this relationship. You know, where you're in it and ready to be honest one minute and then you're not ready to be honest the next minute and you're vacillating back and forth. Or this can be you being dishonest and not even telling this person about it. And to have it so close to the Magician reverse can indicate a little bit of, like, you know, shady behavior. But listen, I mean, everybody's story is going to be a little different regarding this reading, because when it comes to the he said, she said spreads, some of you some of you can be married, engaged, together, living together, all of that. And you're just in a very weird space. Others of you might be on a break, or we haven't spoken for a little while, but you're still in each other's energy field. Okay, so everybody's going to be coming to this reading with a very different situation. But I do feel that for some of you, if you guys have been on a break, you might be entertaining somebody else with something, but you don't want this person to know because they feel like this person or this situation that you have yourself involved in is a just for now kind of thing. It's just to kind of lick your wounds and make yourself feel better while things are working out. I hope I'm not offending anybody by saying that. That is definitely something that is coming through very loud and clear to me. Because you actually really, really love this person who you've been in this relationship with, who you're in this weird space with, and you want to come in and you want to have this new beginning. Look, you view them as the Ten of Cups. You know they're your person. There's no question. You know they're your person. Ten of Cups is about connection and commitment and deepening. And it is about reconnection also. So all of this is really positive. But then we have the Four of Cups reverse. And the Four of Cups reverse is, you know, I'm only going to be okay if this person does A, B, and C, and if they're not willing to do it, then I don't think I could be with them. And you know, I'm kind of like bored in the relationship as it is, and I feel very validated in carrying on the way I do. And this is there's a lack of self-reflection here. I have to be honest with you. It's a lack of honesty. Now, yeah. Like, you really want this person, but you don't like certain things that they do. And it's like you're drawing a line in the sands with Virgo. I want to ask, like, are you being really, really honest about your part in this? You know? Like, really honest with yourself. But I feel like you might be... This Magician reverse and this Knight of Swords reverse, either this is you or this is an energy you're dealing with from this person. But this I don't really like. This I don't really like. Let me just pull. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. There's a little bit of shady nonsense going on here because the Six of Cups reverse is, you know, feeling very nostalgic about another past person. But the thing is, this past person that you're feeling really nostalgic about, that keep them in the past, they don't belong there. And I don't feel like it's this person. So this might be the person that you're entertaining, at least mentally and emotionally, for a minute. But when we get the Six of Cups reversed, you have rose-colored glasses. You are giving way too much of a positive spin on someone from your past, and they need to just stay back there. They really need to stay back there. But it's like you, for a minute, you're willing to offer somebody from your past your cup, okay? And Tarot's telling me to tell you, don't do that, because that is not going to happen. As soon as you recognize that, you want this new start. You want this new start. But I'm getting you want a new start with somebody from your past, Virgo. You want a new start with somebody from your past. I can't spin that. I have to tell you what the cards say. That is what the cards say. You're missing somebody from your deeper past. Let's see. Let's see what ends up happening. Let's see. person that you are here for the reading with. Let's see what's going on with them. They really want to communicate with you. And there's a strong will. They're tired of the nonsense. They really love you. And there's a strong will. All right. First of all, I want to just say the Hangman reverse, first of all, is this person having themselves in this state of reflecting on your relationship in a way that they intuitively feel is going to end up leaving them more of a victim than the victor of a relationship, within the relationship, and they're afraid of what that means, right? Because they feel like the 10, I actually really like the 10 of Wands, even though it's like I can't take anymore, I have to put it down. But what happens when the Wands are put down is there's the opportunity for a new start. And then we have the King of Wands, which is about this willingness to have this new chapter. And I just feel like they want to just smooth things over with you. They really, really do. But there's a level of dishonesty about them as well. We have this King of Swords reversed for them. So I just feel like you guys are not being entirely honest with each other. You're just not. But they really want to come in with very fast communication. They do. Look, we have the Queen of Wands as well. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the King of Wands. There's so much will to get this back together, to mend whatever's broken here. It really is. But I feel like they're having a really hard time seeing themselves on a path with you now moving forward after everything that's gone on, because of the Queen of Pentacles reverse energy. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is, there can be some manipulation regarding money and finances. Okay, that could definitely be a play at some point of the relationship. This could also be feeling like you just don't have what they need as far as connection and as far as support. Are you supportive enough of them in their career? You may be, but maybe you guys don't communicate the way that they feel like they need, or maybe your intimate life doesn't look the way that they feel like it should look, or maybe you guys don't go on enough dates, or maybe, it's anything pentacle. Pentacles mean the way we do connection, so whatever that would mean, right? It has to do with communication, sex, how you guys spend your time together, how you do it, how you do connection. And that's reverse. And having that next to the Two of Wands, it's like, how are we even going to move forward just being in this space where I just feel like we're not giving each other what we need? But there's so much will. There's something very deep about you that they very much love. And they're really trying to actually remember it in a very, everything about you in a very positive light with this Hangman reverse, though they're not ready to act on it. And I'd like the Hangman energy, whether it's upright or reverse, when we're dealing with Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde is just not a great idea to make any definitive decisions about relationships. It's just not. It's not a good time to say, I want a divorce, or I want to end this, or I want to definitively. It's just not good. It's just not the best time to do it. The support's not there as much as it could be. Okay, so let's go into fears. Okay, let's check out what your fears are, Virgo, regarding this connection. This person that you're dealing with. Knight of Cups, reverse. I feel like this is a very specific message for... Yeah. You're afraid of yourself. The Hermit reverse. I tell you, just so many of the same cards for so many of the readings. I shuffle, I meditate, I cut, I do all that. Knight of Cups reverse. Well, let's look at a few. We have the Knight of Cups reverse. Two of Pentacles. You're afraid that this relationship and this connection is not going to be able to bring you what your heart is really, really looking for. Really looking for. And the Two of Pentacles, you're afraid to make a decision, though, Virgo. It's like there's a security and a safety about having this person in your life. And I feel like you're not 100% sure if you're dealing in absolute clarity regarding how everything has gone down. I feel a sense of confusion here for you. And yeah, you're fearing making any decisions moving forward, because the Four of Swords is all about recognizing that you've been through quite a lot and that you're in a space where you need to decide what your next step is. But it's like this next step into this next chapter is this Four of Swords energy, right? It's entering into this next phase of your life. This is in the Rider-Waite. It's the soldier laying on top of his coffin, right? He just came back from war, and you know how it is, like when soldiers just come back from war, and all of a sudden they're in a domestic scene again, and it's like, okay, now what, kind of thing, and you're fearing making that next choice. Now we have the Devil energy, so this could be a bunch of things. This could be addictions. This could be your addictions or their addictions, or just poor behavior. So this may go back to either you or your partner thinking about getting back with somebody from the past. It's not a good idea here for either of you. If that happens to be a play, that could certainly be a devil energy. But again, it could also be any sort of addiction to substances, to money, to food, to sex, to anything that we lose ourselves in, right? Any sort of escapism, or it could just simply be just very low vibrational thinking. And that's in your fear. The Ace of Pentacles, you're just afraid that this next cycle is not going to happen with this person, that you're not going to be able to give them your heart, and they're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to make each other happy. In the heart space is I'm feeling this very strong here. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the King of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles. There's like this, the connection's not going to happen, and the love's not going to be able to sustain it. This is what I feel like is a fear of yours. It doesn't mean it's real. It means it's what's in your fears. And you're afraid of how strong you are, Virgo. I think I got this for Aries as well. Because Virgo, you know how strong you are. You know that when you set your mind to ending something, you're going to end it. Because you're a Virgo. And you know what you have to do at that point. You know? You understand exactly what needs to be done, and you're actually afraid of that because you're not completely ready to cut this person loose and end this relationship. You're just not ready, and you're very confused about it. Going back to the Hermit reverse, I already talked about this. This is not seeking any counsel other than yourself. So this is you being very in this necessary mental space, naturally, right? Where you need to think things through, which is awesome. But you really want to work on bringing this upright. Talk to somebody, Virgo. You know, and a lot of the signs have been getting this, because the Hermit reverse is a funny energy. You know, it's really normal if you think about it. You have going to, it's as old as time. I think I just said this in the Aries video, where, you know, you're going out with somebody and everything's like awesome in the beginning, and then it's not. And then you have this big fight, and you talk to your family and your friends, and then suddenly they see the person in a different light, and then you guys make up, but they haven't forgotten. So then there's weirdness there. You know, and then particularly those of you who are in like a cyclical situation where you break up and you get back together a lot. I feel like a lot of you are purposely sort of not sharing what's going on, but let's see what their fears are. 9 of Wands reversed. Oh. 9 of Wands reversed is better than in the upright. So 9 of Wands reverse is they're starting to come out of this self-imprisonment state. They've had themselves wrapped up in like a pretzel in their minds with this very cyclical type of thinking, right? But the bottom line is they really feel like they're not going to have this attainment with you. They really feel like they're not going to be able to have this new chapter begin with you in an honest way. I'm almost getting like they feel like it's possible, but it's not possible to have this next chapter with you in a way where there's going to be absolute honesty and transparency. And I feel like there's some one-upmanship that goes on. There's a rivalrous vibe to this relationship for me, Virgo. There's like some sort of competition, right, between the two of you in one way or another. And they're afraid of fighting with you. And the 5 of Wands energy is such an annoying kind of fighting. It's that cyclical, it's like you're trying to poke each other in the dark, I always say. Like trying to poke each other in the dark or in a dark fog. Where it's like, what's the point? Like you're not seeing eye to eye. I say day, you say night, you say black, I say white kind of thing. And there's just no sense of resolve. And I feel like there's a fear. They have a fear that if they sit down to have a conversation with you, this is going to end up what the situation is going to end up being, and they don't want to deal with that. So they really need this time away from you, this mental space away, right? They need to really get in touch with what it is that they need in order to have victory. Because the Six of Wands is all about victory and respect, and they're trying to get in touch with what do they need to feel respected, what do they need to feel victorious in this, and they're just so afraid that they're not going to have it met, right? And then we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is one of the reuniting cards. First of all, it's a reconnection card. It's not only reuniting. It could be that you guys are together, but you're reconnecting, you know? You know what I mean? Like in a healthier place of clarity with each other. And this is you guys getting in touch with, you know, the innocence and the beautiful aspects in your relationship. But because it's in their fears, they're afraid that you guys aren't going to be able to get back to that space, and you're not going to be able to have the honesty that's necessary in this relationship for it to move forward. They're just not having a lot of faith in themselves to be able to carry through like that, or in you. So there's a reciprocal, I don't feel like they're blaming you for everything here. I feel like they are taking ownership. And maybe it's because they did something messed up that maybe made you feel actually very pushed away, Virgo, to make you want to think about somebody from your past. It could certainly be that. But they're just afraid that they're not going to have this new emotional start with you. I mean, and this is a pretty profound card, because if you look at the darkness in all of these cards and then the lightness of this Ace of Cups, and that is just such a critical fear that they have in this connection. So let's see what kind of advice we can get for you guys. Now, the advice is always what needs to be focused on, okay? Well, you guys have to get your act together and communicate. You're going to have an argument. At least the conversation. It's going to end up in an argument, though. You have to work on healing. You need to work on healing. Because if you don't work on healing, there's the Knight of Wands. You need to stay focused on moving things forward with this Knight of Wands energy. You need to focus on healing. It's got to be grounded on the intention. If you guys are going to make this work, it has to be grounded in the intention that, first of all, things have to be different. And there has to be healing. And there has to be equal willingness. You guys are going to be hashing it out. Let's pull some more energy on that. Knight of Swords. The Fool. The things you need to work on. So we have the Lovers, and the Lovers is rooting and fundamentally holding up the need to look at these other cards. Okay, so we need to look at that Four of Swords energy. We need to look at why, you know, you guys aren't ready to actually think about and talk about these next steps. Why are you guys not willing to take a well-intended leap of faith? And why are you guys not able to be dead-ass honest with each other? Because there's always a reason underneath that. It's always a security and insecurity. But there's always something under it. It's never about the lack of truth or lying through omission or anything. It's always what's underneath that. But you guys, if you stay focused on your Lover's energy, and I love the Lover's energy, is such a realistic energy, because it's acknowledging that you guys are in it for the long haul, and that you're acknowledging that you have stuff, you have shit, and you have to work it out. You guys need to work out your nonsense. But I like it because there's a commitment to wanting to work it out. And it's only through that commitment where there could be safety in actually talking things through in the most profound way. Yeah. Good. We have the Sun energy, which is reverse, which I'm not mad at all. It's still 100% positive even in the reverse. It just means delay getting to where you guys are ultimately meant to be. The Hermit energy in the upright is you guys really going into your own little encapsulated shell. The two of you. Your own little protected abode, and having deep conversation. Because the Hermit upright is feeling a certain way, going into that mental space, but sharing it with somebody close to you, Virgo. And this is you. This is you going into this space and talking things out, and you guys really trying to figure out how to turn this Ace of Pentacles reverse upright. How to create this new beginning, this fundamental new beginning, having to do with everything. Resources, where are you going to live, who needs what. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I do like it. It's a lot of honesty that has to happen here, though. Lots of truth. Yeah, lots of truth. It's not easy, but I feel like the payoff's 100% worth it. I could tell you that. For those of you who decide to stick in it. Spirit, please, I'd like yes, no. A yes, no card. I'm not accepting reversals, please. Will Virgo work this out as a result of this Mercury retrograde? Oh, Ace of Swords, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are going to have a new beginning, a new truth. You're going to have a new truth. What does that mean? That means everything. Your relationship's going to have a new blueprint. Is that possible when you've been deeply entrenched in a relationship? Yes, it is, if both people have that resolve. It doesn't mean turning into a robot and shutting off all the pain and issues from the past, because I always say, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's out. Can't put it back in, right? But it's incredible how far validating each other's feelings and working in a way where trust does not need even to be questioned, and whatever that means to you guys, okay? It doesn't mean possessing each other, but maybe you should exchange, passwords and stuff, with the understanding that I trust my partner. They're not going to go snooping around, but God forbid if they ever need anything, or I ever need anything, they have what they need. It shouldn't even be a thing unless you're hiding something. And that's something that you need to reason out in your own mind. I'm just giving that as an example, okay? But that's whatever the truth is for you guys. But I really do. I like this reading for you, Virgo. I'm tired from it, which is always a good thing. When I feel emotionally drained from it, I have to go sage myself now, because I feel like there's a lot here that you guys need to work through. But this is a very important relationship in your life. And if this is not resonating with you, then definitely check out one of your other signs. I am not getting that this is a person, though, who is like a serial cheater and, has kids all over the place and took money from you and that kind of thing, because we all do have those painful experiences right across the board. But there's love here. There's a lot of love here and good intention. And I think if this is speaking to you. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, Virgo. Until next time, you guys take care. Bye-bye.